Hello, my name is Isaac Muthui, CEO and founder Nurucoin cryptocurrency and first Pan-African blockchain. I want to talk about why technology in our times, because in my previous videos I said that if we keep on doing the things that the German, the things that the Malaysians, the Japanese, the Americans did over 100 years ago, we are going to arrive at a place called 100 years ago. When Conrad Hilton, the founder of Hilton Hotels, went to different states in America, what was booming then was real estate. And we cannot be doing what actually America was doing 100 years ago and expect to be where they are. So for me to demystify this, I would want to introduce a topic called cyber territory. What is cyber territory? And I want to give you some analysis of this to understand this place called cyber territory and where the world and whoever gets the best title deed carries the day. Africa never used to be a demarcated Africa. We never used to have geographical regions before, of course, the colonizer came to Africa. In fact, the geographical demarcations came to Africa during the scramble for the resources in Africa. And that's how we ended up having Uganda, Senegal, Democratic Republic of Congo, South Africa, and all the 53 countries, in Africa. And I'm just focusing on Africa because this is an African agenda. By getting independence, if we are to take a country like Kenya, Kenya got 3 spaces. Number 1 is the Kenyan airspace, which of course is managed by the Kenya Aviation Authority and the related institutions. We have the Kenyan water, which is managed by the Kenyan Maritime Authority, and we've got land, which is of course under the armed forces. The fourth most important place is called the Kenyan cyber territory. What is cyberspace? To understand this, cyberspace is defined, or my definition is a bioelectro ecosystem, where bio represents human beings, electro represents machines and interconnections. The ecosystem is the relationship between the bio and the electro. And to demonstrate this, I will pick my phone. I am the bio who is holding an electro. For this electro to function, it must be manufactured by the bio. Holding it, there is an ecosystem that I need the phone to make the phone as a bio that is helping me, but for the electro to survive, it also needs me for charging. So that is the simple analogy of what is a bioelectro ecosystem. 2 or 3 years ago, the world was going digital, all of it. Why was the world going digital? That means that the world has stopped partitioning the water, land, and sea to partitioning and creating a specific territory, because the world in our times is in the cyber territory. To even make you to understand this better, when you send money via mobile phone, that is happening over Kenyan cyber territory. When you are on Facebook, that is cyber territory. When you are on Twitter, that is happening over Kenyan cyber territory. When you are watching television, the broadcasting of the signal is happening over Kenyan cyber territory. When you go to Communication Authority of Kenya and you are in an institution like Safaricom, and they are telling you to bid, to pay millions of dollars for the license, what license are you buying? Technically, you are buying the Kenyan cyber territory license. And all the money that the biggest company in Eastern Sub-Saharan Africa is making, they are making that money not on the physical ground, but on the cyber territory. When the immigration department says that they are, and the Kenya Revenue Authority, that they are computerizing the IDs and the driving license, what that tells you is that everything is going to the cyberspace, such that if you are driving the car and the police have a gadget and you show your driving license, or you touch with your fingerprint, information is retrieved from the cyber territory. Institutions in the world that are leading, if you look at someone like Warren Buffett, who has created his wealth for the last 50 years through brick and mortar. All the wealth that he has created within 50 years, it's lesser than what Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, has created within 12 years. Look at the internet. A few years ago, we got internet of information, where internet was just a place of exchanging information. Then after that, that was characterized by Internet 1.0. Then after that, we went to Internet 2.0, which was more of Internet of Things, exchanging things within the Internet. And now we are at another paradigm where it is the Internet of Value, where Internet 3.0 is characterized by exchanging value items. So when people talk about converting normal assets to digital assets, actually it is just a time where exchanging value over the internet is what is carrying the day. So why invest in technology? Or why look at technology? One, technology is the only major, I would call it a place of influence where people can make money across the border without problems. And to demonstrate it, take Google, which is valued now to close to 300 to 700 billion US dollars. That is 70 trillion. 70 trillion is just 1 over 70 over all the revenue that we collected tax in Kenya. Meaning Google alone, their value can buy Africa. Do you know the strange thing is that Google, they do not invest in physical buildings in Africa. Facebook, which is valued to over 500 billion US dollars, is 50 trillion Kenya shillings. It's been built for 12 years, meaning Facebook, they have built an economy that is 50 times bigger than Kenya in 12 years, and it is built over the cyberspace. Apple, which is the only company that is about to hit the $1 trillion mark in the world, it's way past 730 billion, that is like 73 trillion. Microsoft. Let's discuss Uber. Uber, they came to Kenya and we fought them because we fight what we do not know and what we do not understand. It is just an application and they tell you, you got to bring your car, you got to bring your driver, you've got to do your driving license, you'll be servicing the car, download the application and apply, and every trip you do, they will tell you, they will dictate the commission. And within a short time, they are now running over 4,000 vehicles. Technically, they own all the taxis. The value of Uber is way over 65 billion US dollars. Uber has only been there for 5 years, meaning they have built 5 times the value of the tax we collect in Kenya within 4 years. Netflix, the value is around 85 billion US dollars. And they do not shoot movies. They do not own theaters. But within 6 years, they are in our homes and they are collecting. Personally, I've subscribed, I pay 1,100 shillings to a company that is in California. Look at YouTube. We have our young men who goes to school, Multimedia University and all the universities. They learn their degrees in content production. Then we've got the local media houses. They employ them. They give them heavy and powerful cameras, which are very expensive. They are paying the rent for their offices. And the young men and ladies go out there to collect content. Once that content comes to the studio, it goes to the YouTube, and YouTube dictates how much they pay. Just a fraction of the content. YouTube, which is owned in California at Silicon Valley, which is owned by Google, they are able to collect fee from music that is produced by a local Kenyan somewhere from Bungoma. And they will never need to come to Bungoma. That is why I'm asking, is it a rocket science if Africa with a wolf 1.23 billion people, they start building their solutions like China? China was exposed to a lot of hostility and sanctions because of their will to want to grow. And they went back and they said that everything is going to become food and we'll go back to research. In this century, China is becoming an authority because they have learned. The governments created incentives surrounding creation of things that are selling across the border. And that is a lesson that Africa, we must start learning, that we must encourage to create solutions that are not competing. Not today I begin a shop. And this is my question. I went to school and I did a degree. The friend of mine who never went up to standard 8, and I'm not trying to despise anybody, goes to Kitenkela and becomes a broker of land. And the following day he is the one who is calling me to teach me to invest, and I'm the one who took a degree in Bachelor of Commerce. Tomorrow he is richer than me because he is brokering land. I am here with my degree working because all of us are thinking investing land. When are we going to translate our education to practical things? To an education that produces not chefs, but people who can come up with brands. An education system that can produce researchers who can come with agricultural research and development, technological development like Israel. When are we going to produce great innovators who can create serious solutions, and we get governments backing that if you are creating a solution? I'm very pleased by the latest application by Citizen, Royal Media, about View Sasa, at least a place for putting the content. But we should be seeing more of this, that it is time to tell the story our way. Because the people who tell the story for Africa, they tell it their way. For us to start telling it our way, we must start doing things differently. Thank you.